This week on SailAway.
Yeah, we did everything today. It was great. Boat sailed awesome. We made good time. We caught a gigantic fish that we're going to eat for dinner. That is a successful day right there.
And we also caught this one.
So show our prize to the camera. Something got him. Well,
And we get our first taste of the reality of the COVID lockdown.
So meet me on that island, kiss me on that shore. Hey, promise me that we'll sail away, and I'll be yours forevermore. Just promise me that we'll sail away, and I'll be yours forevermore.
good afternoon. It is March 22nd. How's life in the corona world? We are in isolation, which, I mean, we live on a sailboat, so pretty much been in isolation since we got over to the Bahamas. So we're not feeling too bad. Hopefully everybody else watching is feeling good too. Today we are going up to Calabash on Long Island. So we're just going up north, up to the point. So we're still just playing it by ear, but we have provisioned for at least 3 months just in case. You never know, obviously, as everybody else is experiencing. Things are changing really, really fast, and we're just trying to roll with all the punches. So no matter what, we got food, we're gonna fish. Our water maker is doing awesome, knock on wood. So we're pretty self-sufficient and we're feeling pretty good about it. We just might be stuck in the Bahamas longer than we thought we were gonna be. That's not a bad place to be.
Okay, well, we are ready to take off. Lauren's about to weigh anchor. Heading up to Calabash Bay. It's sort of a good jumping off point for anywhere from Long Island, basically, north. We're going to go across to Cat Island tomorrow. With all the coronavirus stuff going on, most of the stuff on the islands is closed. We're going to kind of keep doing what we're doing. You know, we're going to be respectful of the social distancing and all that kind of stuff, obviously. To try to do our part to not make things any worse than they are. But we're going to continue trying to make our way toward where we want to be and hope that things are kind of leveling out by the time we need to actually jump to either the DR or to Puerto Rico directly. One or the other. So that's the plan. We're going to sail up the coast to Calabash, which is a fairly easy sail, and then going over to Cat Island, which is fairly few inhabitants. And you know, there's some sights to see there where you don't really have to be around other people. We're free? Alright, we're off. So long, Thompson Bay. It was a pretty cool place. We enjoyed it. Got us dialed down from the action of Georgetown.
Zeke's very excited.
Alright. Fly be free! What is it, Zeke? Is it a CUDA? Another damn CUDA?
Zeke, noodle up. Zeke, back up.
He is sure that he is going to bring a due to him.
And before we knew it, we'd reached Calabash Bay, our jumping off point for Cat Island.
Now fold it.
Yep. Good morning. It's day 2 of our journey to Cat Island. But first we have to clean up from yesterday. It's time for dishes. I do it big. Dog to shore for his last pee, but it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. We're trying to get out of here in the next hour. Hopefully today we will catch a fish that we can eat and not just barracuda. Rain delay.
Yeah, slight rain delay. It's a pretty morning, aside from that big dark cloud right there. Yeah, it's about going on 8, quarter till 8. And we were trying to get out of here at 8 to get up to Cat Island. It's about a 7-hour sail. And most of these islands, that one included, is good to get to the shallower parts where you're going into the anchorages with good overhead light, preferably over your shoulder. So we should still get that, but we're gonna wait here. Lauren's dad was been watching this cloud this morning, and it looks like it's gonna dump, so he suggested we wait for it to dump on us here and then depart, which I think is a good idea. Then we should have a pretty nice sail. We've got 15 knots steady from the east, slightly south, dropping down to about 10 knots by noon, about 1 meter waves at 6 seconds apart, which is it'll be a little rolly, but it won't be too bad, I hope. And those are also on the beam coming from the east. So we should have a pretty good sail getting over there if we can get out from under this rain cloud. Our radar is showing this sort of dark bank of cloud and rain just kind of north of us, but really nothing beyond it. So we can either go now and sail through it and maybe get a little wet, or wait. I don't know, I'd be inclined to go ahead and go just so we don't waste too much time on the other end. But it's up to everybody else if you feel like putting on your fowlers or not.
Yeah, I think I'm good with going.
Yeah, I think we are too. Alibi, you cool?
Glenn says yes.
So we have a 5/6 majority.
I didn't say no.
Okay, cool.
You got it. We'll start our engine and prepare to weigh anchor. Back to 1/6.
1/6. It's basically right on the beam, so.
We've had it out for all of 10 minutes. Look at that. Look at that thing going.
Zeke, get back.
Zeke's all excited. Show our prize to the camera. Something got him while we. That is a half-eaten barracuda that is still moving.
That's crazy.
Something ate him real fast. I'm sorry, dude.
Sorry, buddy.
Well, now something can eat it else.
Yeah.
That was weird. Fish on after all day. Fish on. Something huge though, man. Look at him. You can see him in the water.
It's a mahi.
I think so.
It's called mommy.
A mahi. That's right.
That's
Look how bright it is. Wow. That is bright blue. He's huge.
Whoa. That's the biggest fish I ever seen.
Yeah, he's
That was not an
huge.
easy kill, man.
Yeah, look.
Wow.
Good job. Air 5. Thing. Now my foot isn't big to begin with, but like obviously tough.
Well, that's a full bucket full of water.
Some,
So it's like chest height for you.
yeah. All right.
What does that mean?
So we decided to sail wing on wing for a little bit. We just got all our sails back up after that insanely huge mahi we just got. We had everything slowed way down, but this is working pretty well. There are a lot of people that will say you can't do dead downwind and wing on wing with a B&R rig, but they'd be wrong. Well, we are pulling into New Bight, which is in the big giant bay on the south end of Cat Island. Currently cruising through about 11 feet of water. Lauren is on the bow, making sure we don't hit any coral. It looks pretty clear, and it's 11 feet deep. Is pretty deep. It gets a little more shallow when we get up here, but it says on the chart good visual navigation needed, so we figure it's not a bad policy to try it. We had an awesome sail today. We sailed in almost every kind of condition. We had super light stuff. We had 25 to 30 knots. We had some waves that were approaching, I would say, 6 to 8 feet. And then we had some very calm, gentle stuff. We sailed broad reach. We sailed dead downwind, wing and wing. We beat into this particular bay. Yeah, we did everything today. It was great. Boat sailed awesome. We made good time. We caught a gigantic fish that we're going to eat for dinner. That is a successful day right there.
Try it.
So yesterday, the Bahamas went into lockdown.
Do it again.
We were officially only supposed to be on our boat, and we only get an hour and a half each day to get off. We stayed pretty well on the boat yesterday, but today I think we're going to maybe go walk around on the island without coming in contact with anybody.
Yeah.
And go check out the grocery store, hopefully, just kind of see what they've got. Yeah, there's been a little bit of confusion between the governments or, officials, but I think that's just, nobody really knows what's going on and different ways to interpret it. But it looks like we're going to be here for the next 7 days. That is as long as the declaration has been stated that we need to quarantine, basically, or self-isolate. So that's the update for today.
It is quite the hike to the grocery. At least more of a hike than we're used to. But hopefully we can do it in an hour and a half before time is up and we become the hunted. Hi, goats. How's it going, guys? Just having a little snack. Do you like people? No, not that much. We'll just be moving on.
Hello, buddy. Hi. Mommy calling.
She's like, where'd you go?
$1.83.
Little tiny Tampicos. Tampico has become our mixer of choice to the point where we're beginning to fear running out of it. Well, I don't know if we want to carry a jug of Tampico all the way back, do we? We've got another gallon of it down in there.
Well, let's at least buy 2.
Yeah, why not?
Look, I got some chocolate milk.
Cool. You gonna pay for that with your allowance?
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. Taking a long way home. Taking a long way home.
Yep. This is a river.
I went down to the crossroads, trying to get back to my boat. We were definitely off the beaten path. Well, I mean, actually, it's kind of extra beaten. So, this is what all we're missing. Such a bummer. Let's go get these ice cream. Rhoda and Tessa's kitchen. All these nice trees to kind of just chill out under and drink a beer. That's all I want to do. Duke's Conch Stand. Hidden Treasures, barbecue jerk seafood. I've heard about that one. That one's supposed to be very good.
Or not.
Go back and drink some rum and feel better about our lives.
Yeah. Till we run out of rum. Well, today is day 4
Yes.
of our boat quarantine, social distancing protocol, all that kind of stuff. But today we're going to hike up to the Hermitage, which is the highest point in the Bahamas and also the site of a monastery. Apparently it's a fairly famous guy, at least around here, who was an architect before becoming a priest, and he built quite a few churches and monasteries and stuff around here, and this one is pretty famous. So we're going to spend our time in the yard hiking up to the Hermitage today. But our hike to the monastery was not to be. Moments after we stepped ashore, this nice man got word from his boss that walking anywhere not strictly necessary was now prohibited. At the time, this seemed like a pretty selective interpretation of the rules, but all we could do was go back to the boat. We are in day, I don't even know how many, of the quarantine. But today, out of boredom and time on our hands, we are having Floatademic 2020. Floatademic requirements: beers,
Here, bud.
floaties,
Rivers?
consumers and floaters, and a lot of time on our hands without the ability to go to shore. At this point in time in late March, we obviously had no idea how big an effect the pandemic was going to have on the entire world. But it was very clear that soon the cruising community was no longer going to be welcome in the Bahamas. Join us next week as we weigh our options and plot our escape in the form of a 700-mile open ocean voyage. Drifted away on an ocean. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and ring that bell. And a huge thanks to all our patrons for their additional support. If you'd like to become a member of our crew, just check out our Patreon link in the description. Cheers.
I'd be listless and lonely if I didn't have you to hold me as the sun sets and miles roll by.